You finally found the tool that makes the financials easy to explain. The dashboard is clean. It looks solid. This is the meeting you walked into feeling ready. Then comes the question, how does the loan actually get paid down? That's the moment you realize your new dashboard was almost helpful.
Hey, it's Cashflow Mike, and I know you're getting ready to go into tax season. I know it's happening. What a perfect opportunity. You're going to have all of your pipeline in front of you in the next 2 to 3 months, right? From now through April 15th, you've got the opportunity to show them your new skill, that you are an advisor, that you're focused on cash flow, and you can find hidden cash in any business. So let me show you how. In the Clear Path to Cash app, you've got a tool that you can use. It only takes about 10 minutes, if that, to be able to show your client that you have this new skill. What you're going to use is this tool here, this standalone quick action called the Quick Assessment. And if you remember, this combines two of the tools that are inside the app. One is mining your business for hidden cash. Two, it's going to look at the simple valuation formula. So you're going to give them two pieces of information that they did not expect to get, because everybody else that's ever given them a tax return has never showed them this type of information. So when you're in and you're in front of your client, make sure you have that tax return. You're going to hand it to them, said, hey, while I had your tax return, while I had your books, I did a little bit of analysis to kind of show you what's going on in your business. So I can open up the Quick Assessment and quickly show them what it is. Remember here, this is a time to sell your advisory services, but you don't have to close them today. What you're wanting to do is market for curiosity. You want them to go, hey, I want to know how to get that money and put it in my pocket. So you're going to use this to set appointments for when you aren't buried in tax work. You're going to set appointments for April, for May. You're going to fill your pipeline going into the summer so you can have more advisory services conversations leading up into the slower season, right after tax season, after you get back from the beach. Okay, once you click Quick Assessment, there's only two little parts to this. One of them is the company information. You just put a name in there. And the second is their industry. You know what it is. You work with them all the time. So you just start using, not CPM. You just start typing in whatever they're in. We're going to call it construction, mining, forestry equipment. And then all you need is 10 numbers. These 10 numbers are what help you calculate the mining your business for hidden cash and the value estimate. I'm just going to use some sample data, and you can do the same thing. If they're not willing to share their information, if it's a new person, if maybe you've never talked to them before, if maybe you just want to practice this conversation by yourself, just use the sample data and press Analyze My Business. That's all you need to do. 10 numbers gets the conversation started. And remember, no advisor has ever shown them anything like this, so you are going to blow people's minds. There we go. Analyze the business in seconds. I know that we've got, wow, this one's really cool. We got $9 million of cash leaking out of this. Now, it's sample data. You saw me push it with just a random old industry code. But remember, this is the money that's leaking out. This is the number that gets their attention. Say, if it feels like you don't have enough money, well, I can understand why. There's $10 million leaking out of the business. Now, let me show you where it is. Here's the trick to this. You're not telling them how. You're going to tell them the what and the why, what's happening, why it's happening. You're not going to tell them how to fix it. That's what they pay for. Remember that. This is just about showing them that you have a tool and you've got the skills to find hidden cash in their business. There's $9 million, almost $10 million here. Now, the way this is set up, it's based on their industry. So we're going to compare them to the industry and assume that everybody's kind of about the same. If we're average, then we're average. We're getting a C in business. And the middle line here, the black line that's in the middle, means they're average. So if they were average at every category, well, then there would be no bars, right? There'd be no bars because they'd be average. But when they're green and above the line, that means they're better than the industry average. When they're red and below the line, that means they're worse than the industry average, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. Our goal is to get them focused on where their biggest problem is. So here, they have enough stuff and they're selling at a proper rate. They don't have a sales problem. This company doesn't. When it's green above the line, they don't have a sales problem. They might have an opportunity to buy more equipment in the future or stuff in the future so they can keep growing, but just that's not a place you need to spend a lot of time is fixing the sales problem. So on this side, you just turn that off. Then as you can see across, we got a few others that were green, like this inventory days is green. Some people have an inventory problem, they don't. So we can just turn inventory off. And a couple others, we got AP and operating expense. We're doing a little bit bad in. AP, we're gonna turn that off. And now I can see where the three biggest problems are in my client's company. Operating expense isn't one. That's probably the least amount of impact. So I can turn operating expense off. They're spending about the same as everyone else. The two biggest problems in this client's company is gross profit, which means we're either spending too much on our materials or our labor, or our pricing model isn't right. And then two, we're collecting a little slower than other people. So those are the two big problems that we have. This is what's really cool is you can say, listen, I've got tools that can help us evaluate where we're at, if it's a pricing problem or a purchasing problem. And I want to evaluate the process that you go through in your collections. Those are the things that we do when we work together, after tax season. So here's what we got. We got about $600,000 in AR that we can go put and collect a little faster. And we got right around 9 million in gross profit. You can see where we need to spend a lot of our time is in gross profit. And by the way, I didn't know if you knew this or not, but here's what could happen in our company. Right now, based on the way you're running this company, it's worth about 7 million. If we can fix this, if we can just change the things and tweak the things I just talked about, we can improve the value of your company up to about $35 million. Huge, life-changing difference. I want to talk to you about this. Have you got time in May to talk to it? So you see what we did there? We gave them information about their business that they didn't know walking in. We told them we could quickly identify problems, and we showed them that the impact is not only in cash, it helps their future. We're funding their transferable value. Now, it was a weird number. I get it because I made up all of the data and the NAICS code. Most companies are a little bit more reasonable than this. But don't miss out on the opportunity to share this with your clients while you're sitting in front of them over the next 2 to 3 months. That's a reminder. That's a way to get your sales funnel going. And this is a way for you to build the advisory services that your clients will want, right? Your clients will want. You're not going to have those moments where you're sitting in front of them and not have an answer. You've got the tool in front of you. You're not going to have that awkward moment. In that moment, we know it. This tool, Clear Path to Cash, was built for that moment.
You finally found the tool that makes the financials easy to explain. The dashboard is clean. It looks solid. This is the meeting you walked into feeling ready. Then comes the question, how does the loan actually get paid down? That's the moment you realize your new dashboard was almost helpful,